Gosh damn it. Y'all, I don't know how to work my coffee maker, so I'm still making my cup of coffee. Sorry. Okay, so let me say hi to everyone. Hey, Happy Cappy, Moonlight, Beezer, Debbie, Freeside, Billy, what's up? Navajo. Well, it's my shirt. It only has one shoulder. What's up, D? Y'all, it's cold tonight. You thought you were muted? Well, look, I was giving y'all music while I made a cup of coffee. Y'all couldn't hear that either, huh? Show me what you're wearing. I'm wearing jeans. Jeans. So, what happened in the Nancy Guthrie case today? I was looking up and I noticed. Do you guys know that the last kidnapping ransom was in 1993, 32 years ago, almost 33. Thank you, Happy Cappy. Whoops, almost 33 years ago, and you know who that was? You know the Wynn Motel in Las Vegas? The daughter, she was kidnapped from her home. Her name's Kevyn Wynn, and the dad paid the he paid the ransom. What's his name? Steve Wynn paid the ransom. The same, like as soon as they called, he went across the street to the Mirage, and they wanted $2.5 million for him to get his daughter back. And he didn't have 2.5 million, so he negotiated with them for 1.45 million. He walked across the street to the Mirage, took 1.54 million or 1.45 million dollars out of the Mirage money cage without saying anything to anyone, packed it up in these big bags, and he's like dragging them through the hotel and the casino without anyone noticing he's carrying $1.45 million. Goes and drops it off like somewhere along the old strip in Las Vegas. Goes and drops it off where they told him to, and then they told him where to find his daughter. She was in the back of a car at the McCarran airport, tied up in the back of a car. Hold on one second, you guys. I never make coffee at home, so it literally just took me like 3 or 4 tries to make that coffee in my kitchen. So yeah, these things are so like not normal, but we haven't had one in the US in 33 years. 1993 was when hers happened. In the summertime. Let me see. July 26, 1993. So what? That'll be like 33 years this July. You don't think she is, Debbie? I heard they said, thanks, Dee. I don't ever do my hair anymore. I did do it today, though. It's just a way to keep it out of my face from being in my face all the time. I either pull it straight back in a ponytail. You can put these in like 2 seconds. You just grab it and roll it up. I heard they found gloves in their and they had DNA in them, but they didn't say who. Now they have to put that DNA in the CODIS and see if they have a match. But to have a match, the person would have had to have been arrested for a violent crime or sent to prison for them to actually have the DNA. Unless they did that 23andMe, if you do that DNA test, that any of those DNA tests, they keep that on record. But they won't it's not like getting fingerprinted at the police station. You have to have a felony and like either a violent felony or go to prison. When you go to prison, they take your DNA and keep it on file also. It's not like a fingerprint. I hope she has 2 moonlight skies. Look, there is a way to go this long without your heart medicines. I mean, people come off of their medicines all the time and nothing happens. So I hope she's okay. So it depends on what problem she had, but I see that they have this new scanning thing they were using out of the helicopter where they were actually scanning for her pacemaker. That's why they were in the helicopter, like going over the ground, was because they were scanning for her pacemaker. Now that's some technology I've never heard of. That's new technology I've never heard of anyway. You think it would work faster being the FBI, but it really doesn't work as fast as people would like it to. I know when they sent the phone off, it took almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks to get the phone back from the feds. So it's not that fast. Who knows? They're probably just right, because when that helicopter was flying around, there was like what 50 news reporters out there. So any one of them could have had one and made it go off, but maybe they have to point it straight at it. I've never heard of that. They can, find a pacemaker. I'm not sure about that. I know when I looked up past kidnappings with ransoms, very few came up. I mean, over the last 100 years, very few. Hold on. Let me see what it is in the last 100 years. Let me put a number up here. Let me see. Patty Hearst, Kevyn Wynn, and now her are the only 3 since 1974. That's weird. Hey, whatever. They were trying to connect via Bluetooth. Like connect her phone back to it. I guess if they had her device, right? Numbers are on them. So do they each like give off a different, is there an identifying? Hey, Frenchie. Trying to connect. Oh, see, I could see that. Yeah, them just putting on the Bluetooth and then waiting for, like, I don't know, whatever she had it tapped in as. Like, would it be like pacemaker on there? So would it like pop up like Nancy's pacemaker type thing? I don't know. That's something I've never seen used in a case yet. Them using something to pick up a pacemaker. That's new to me. So how was everyone's weekend? Good? I was just stopping in because I'm bored for a minute. See what everyone was doing. I didn't watch none of the Nancy stuff today. I tried too early and I watched about 45 minutes and it was absolutely nothing. I don't want to go over there and just stare into, whatever for hours. I do not know. What I am going to do after this week, though, you guys, is I'm going to go live 2 days a week. I'm not sure which 2 days it'll be. Maybe 3. I'm going to be in different places. I'm going to be out of town every other week. So every other week, my lives will be done in Texas. And the other week off, they'll be done here at home. Beezer, she looks sick. When I seen it, it just it reminds me. She did. She did not look good. She's keeping out hope, which I would too. I mean, I would never give up hope. Sometimes that's all you have left. I babysat and came home and lounged around with the dog. I know. I was with Rex earlier. I took a picture of us and he got mad. He was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Let me see. I can play Savannah's last. Let me look it up. I'll have to find it. I did start watching it. Let me see.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that
Shit. Hold on.
it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness.
She's going to cry. I can't. Here.
Of every human being. And it's never too late.
She looks completely flushed. Like she's just pale and tired. Pale and tired and stressed. I know it is. But listen, it's been what? This is starting the 3rd week. Belle don't like pictures either. Rex was looking crazy. It's raining buckets again. Well, as long as it does it at night and not during the day. Is it raining during the day too? Or you can't get to the beach? Looks like she only sleeps when her body shuts her down. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Navajo. It's important that some family don't get their family back. I hope in their week she comes home. Yeah. That man, I've been saying that this whole time. Why would you not take the chance? I would take the chance and give them that $50,000-$60,000 or the person that says they know who did it and that they'll tell who did it. That's a gamble I would have took. I would have paid that. Rex, who are you whistling at? You need to go outside? Go outside? Go outside. I guess I don't have to leave the door open since Rex knows how to open the door around here. It's going to be a bad day when he realizes the front door has the same doorknob and just starts leaving the house whenever he wants to. Yeah, I would pay it. I'm sure they've wasted more money than that on stupid shit over the years. This is actually something important. A news reporter got mad beside JLR because JLR got Savannah's message before him. Oh, really? Look, I could see them all just having attitudes with each other, trying to be the first to the story and all that stuff. I could totally see that. Totally see that. That's how the people are like, you can't live stream someone's live stream, but look how many live streams are coming off JLR's live streams just by themselves. I see dozens, depending on what day it is. It'll be dozens of people playing his live stream while he's live streaming. Which is crazy. But, that's how they do. Apparently, that's what they do. I'm not in true crime. I just follow the cases that interest me. But anyway, I think I might do a Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule. I'll do 3 of them when I'm gone, and I'll do 3 of them when I'm home, or I'll do 2 lives and put out a parody. JLR tells people that anybody can stream his lives. Yeah. I don't, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but if you're here to get the views, which he's been having hundreds of thousand views, but a lot of other, I don't know. I thought it was against YouTube to live stream someone, but as long as you got permission. If I actually had to go out there and stay somewhere for weeks and weeks and weeks, ain't no fucking way. And you either gonna get out here with me and live stream that shit. He's standing out there for weeks. The news reporter was yelling at his people saying Savannah posted 5 minutes ago. Then he packed up and moved away from JLR's camera, catching his. Oh, really? Well, hey, Tennessee Nana, when I was watching it earlier, he had just pulled up to somewhere where a glove was supposed to be, and then he was like, the news is here, and then he was like, law enforcement might be here, and so he asked the other reporter, he goes, "What's going on down there?" And you could tell the other reporter didn't even want to tell him. He was like, I was like, oh, look, they be getting petty over their leads. I'm going to break the story. Oh, Tennessee Nana. Yeah, I did it. It's just twisted. It's just twisted up. Literally just twisted. You just take the hair and just twist it. Just make a line. Take the hair, twist it all into one twist, put a rubber band at the end. Super easy, super fast. If you have a rat tail comb, you can actually put the hair around the rat tail of the comb and twist it tight, and then just pull the rat tail end out, and then put the rubber band in it. I don't do that, though. It makes them too loose. I just do them with my fingers. It's not braided. See? It's just twisted. Now that everyone's seen the top of my head, like, what the fuck am I doing? Just so you see it. I'm a retired hairdresser. You ever want, you'd be good at it. Oh my gosh. Wait. The guy I found has a few thousand watching him. He's much calmer, but Rapper found him tonight. But was Rapper being nice or was Rapper trolling? Because it kind of depends on the day with Rapper. I like Rapper. I don't know which account, but I got like 7, 8 rappers blocked, but he still comes in here and he's super nice sometimes. So, oh, he was trolling. See, he must be in a bad mood. He gets in bad moods. He does. He was being so bad, was he? Tennessee Nana, I think something happened to her way before they ever said she was kidnapped and the ransom thing. I think the kidnapping and ransom thing is something to cover up what really happened. How did you get back in here and the door's shut? Did you come through the other door? Which door you came through? The bedroom? The garage? Because you didn't come through the kitchen. Get out of my chair. Well, I don't know what doors open in my house right now, but I think it's a cover up for something else. Hi, Lexi. Rex does whatever he wants. Listen, it's the same. I need to change. Well, damn. Didn't that hurt your head? Did that hurt your head? Oh, you try to stand up under the desk and you're too tall? Hey, break in. Listening while I go outside and freeze. What you going outside to freeze for? Don't go outside and freeze unless you have to, I guess. That's what I think. I think something happened before. But that's just my opinion. But there are some crazies out there because look, just like it happened to Steve Wynn's daughter, Kevyn Wynn. You know what? I've never seen. His daughter's name is Kevyn, but it's spelled Kevyn. I thought that was, it's kind of cute for a girl's name. But when I seen it, I thought maybe her dad's name might have been Kevin, so they named her after him. But her dad's name is like Randy. No, I'm sorry, Steve. Oh, you're going outside to smoke. Yeah. Well, sorry. How cold is it where you're at, Break? It's cold enough in here that I'm lugging this blanket around instead of turning my heat up more because I'm not gonna. I have hot flashes too much, so I'm not turning the heat up. Eventually, I'll have to shed this blanket because I'll get too hot. We have a Ken Dalen because someone wanted to marry a Ken. Oh, Ken. Ken and Barbie. Rex, stop licking, buddy. You're licking too loud. Look, this was Rex's pissed off picture. He hates taking pictures. Look at him. He's like, fuck you, Mom. I don't want to take this picture. I'm not going to look in the camera. Not going to do it. Not. See, I'm having a hot flash right now. Lord have mercy. Oh, go fuck away. It's like 1,000,000 degrees in my skin. The hell is going on? It's warm this week. Last week and the week before I was froze. I think everybody was frozen a couple weeks ago. It was kind of cold everywhere. I'm pretty sure I'm about the only one that missed all that weather. All you guys had snow and stuff. I had to go to OKC to get some snow. And then listen, me, my kids, their sisters, my ex, we all went out to the mall parking lot. There's a mall that's completely closed down, right? So it's been closed down for a decade or more. So we went out there and attached a rope to the back of the car, and then we were driving the car everywhere, and everybody was sledding on the back. And the next day, I had seen somewhere, it wasn't where we were, but I seen somewhere a girl actually got killed doing that. I was like, what the hell? But I think they were around traffic. Like, I would never do that around traffic, like where traffic is or other people that could hit us. I'm not sure. Like, were they doing it on the street? All right. Yeah, it was sad. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I wouldn't do it where there's any traffic anyway. I just wouldn't. I'm way too scared of shit like that. But when I was a kid, we used to hang on bumpers. We called it bumper hitching. You just grab on someone's bumper when it's snowy outside and you can just ride right behind their car. Obviously, that was a whole different time of life because we also could ride in the back of trucks. You know, we could do all the extra stuff that nowadays they're like, oh, everyone's going to die if you do that. Do we drink out of water hoses? I figured you had to go out and smoke. Boxcar. Oh, yeah. Beezer, I broke my collarbone doing that. Hey, Granny E. We were just talking about the new Savannah Guthrie. She came out and made a new statement. And then I was talking about the last time that someone was kidnapped and held for ransom like this was in 1993. The Wynn Hotel, when they kidnapped his daughter. Look, we used to live by the railroad track, so the train would slow down coming through town, right? So then we would jump on it as kids, and then when it took you out, about where you were going or to what side of town you were going to, then you would just jump back off, right? Well, I got on it one night. I was going a little bit outside of town, but by the time we got to the area where I needed to jump off, that train was booking it so fast, you guys, I just stayed hanging on. I just kept hanging on, and like 45 minutes later, it hadn't went through a town big enough for it to slow down, and I thought, man, I need to get off of here. I'm getting further and further away from the town I live in. So I jumped, and I rolled, broke my collarbone, had to walk up to a farmer's house, ask him to call me an ambulance. I went to the ER. My collarbone was broke. Hey, Shelbell. Hey. Hello, you guys. We're allowed to roam everywhere, right? Same, you could ride all the way. Yeah. Like if our town basically had north and south. So if you're going south, you catch the train that's going south. You're going north, you catch the one going north. And maybe it was just an Iowa thing, but I think other people, they jump trains too. And back then they used to have the real hobos, that would like travel the whole US on trains. Matter of fact, do you guys remember that Richard Resendez Ramirez that was traveling on trains and coming into Texas and doing crimes and then jumping on the train and leaving again? They finally caught him. I was in Dallas the day that they caught him. Another one, I was in Milwaukee the day that they killed Jeffrey Dahmer in the prison. I was in Milwaukee that day when he got killed in the prison. He was in the prison up there. It was all over the news. I was like, what? Oh, I never mess with trains. Very sheltered. That was our ride. That was the ride. So we wouldn't have to ask our mom and dad. I lived right next to the train tracks, so I could sleep through them, like coming through town and everything. They'd be blowing there. It's like I can sleep through all that stuff now as a grown up because we lived right next to the train tracks when I was growing up. We adopted 3 more cats. Now we have 9. 5 girls and 4 boys. Oh my gosh. I was watching a video earlier where a lady's cat went and stole someone's kitten, some other cat's kitten. She said that she was gone for an entire night, and she came back the next day and she had a newborn kitten with her that still had the umbilical cord on it. So she went and searched around her neighborhood trying to find a cat that just had kittens, and she couldn't find one. So they ended up raising the kitten, but her cat started producing milk. Even though it hadn't had a kitten, it started producing milk. Even though they were feeding it out of a, like a little syringe, a little eyedropper also. But her cat was, I guess cats can start developing milk just for having kittens around them. It's weird. I watched something about that earlier. 9 cats is a lot. They're going to break. Are they outside? They all inside cats? I have 1 cat. I had a dog, a Chihuahua named Chihuahua. I have a calico cat named Callie. I'm surprised Rex's name isn't like Kane or Corso. Hold on. Let's listen to Brian Enton.
Found. Yeah. What do you make of that? I mean, I guess these
Whoops.
for all sorts of purposes, it seems.
It is pretty common. It could be from investigators. It could also be, I mean, we have a large.
That's something that I seen. Why were there 16 gloves from searchers? Why would you be searching for someone knowing that you're in a crime scene? Put gloves on because you're in the crime scene, and then simply take them off and like chuck them on the ground or wherever they were found. Thank you. It's just twisted up. It's just twisted. See, look, I can untwist it. I know they threw them on the ground. What kind of police work is going on? And then listen, yesterday, when I was talking and I said maybe they don't have that much crime there, they have all kinds of crime. Okay, I checked their local crime radar today. There was multiple shootings just in the last 24 hours, just all over the place. I don't think they even went to check the glove Jarrell went to look at today. Was it there still? I can't believe that they're so just, let me just throw the gloves down. That makes no sense. There's no professional, nothing.
Amount of homeless that live and camp in the area. But we also have we've experienced a lot of nighttime car break-ins in this area as well. So I mean, it could be from any one of those things. Hopefully, it's related to the Guthrie kidnapping or incident, and they're able to get some DNA out of it, and it breaks the case open. But I understand it was found a couple miles away. Hopefully, as he's driving away, he throws his gloves out the window. Maybe we'll get a lucky break. But there's a lot of possibilities.
Well, listen, if he just had those gloves on, I suspect he had different gloves underneath those gloves, just from the way his fist looked. Because the gloves looked really like they had other gloves underneath them and the plastic over them. But if those are the actual gloves, they wouldn't be looking for DNA if he didn't have other gloves underneath it. Because if you have a plastic glove on, all you got to do is turn that inside out. They have your fingerprints if there's no other gloves inside of them lining them. Yep, he saw it. And there was even a shoe there too. Oh, a glove and a shoe. You got to remember, homeless people leave stuff like that around too, though. It'd be so hard. There's like a Cinderella, just a shoe. I wouldn't want my DNA found on a glove I threw out. Man, could you imagine being someone that wears gloves and knowing you don't walk through there and probably threw some gloves down? They're probably looking for you. I wonder if the Nancy thing is a publicity stunt. Oh, no. Super black cat. Oh, I would not think so. And I mean, if it is, that's horrible. Someone needs locked up if it's a publicity stunt. That's a lot of resources they would have lost. The outside glove will have DNA because he was holding the light in his mouth. Right. And it would be on the outside of the glove. It is just messy. You're right. It's super messy. It reminds me of some kind of 80s crime movie or something for some reason. Yeah, Lexi, I don't think it was either. There's no way that someone would use that. I don't think it. I don't think. I mean, she's super popular anyway. She's famous, right? Hey, Dukes. Yeah, John Bonet. I heard a rumor today that Savannah won't be going back to work. Rumor. Well, who knows? She might not. Y'all, I'm going back to work next week from 8 years ago. I wasn't able to go back to work. So, I mean, if she don't, I don't really blame her, man. She's probably completely drained. It would be so hard to put latex on the other hand over a puffy winter glove while wearing a puffy glove. Yeah, Shawani, but look, they obviously came prepared to like do that. They were covered head to toe. Like there was no way for any hair to fall off. Like fingerprints. Like if I knew I was going to do some crime shit like that, I would take the time and get those rubber gloves over the damn regular gloves. I mean, maybe they were just the look, those little white cotton like liners that you can use inside gloves. I don't know if they'd be like ski gloves, but those some kind of liner. If you're just gonna put rubber gloves on and commit a crime, you better line them, because how many times have I seen detectives find the gloves and just turn them inside out and the fingerprints are in there? They did, Shawani. They did. They geared up. I mean, all that, the ski mask, the hat, the jacket. Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm a little crazy. You said, hey, I responded, hey. It's okay. Hey, Paddles, happy Valentine's Day. She looked completely drained. Like white, like flushed to me. And woo, I done been there. I have. I can't like this one. Each time she puts out a message, it hits me worse and worse, because I'm like, oh man, like I can remember being there. I had to wait 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Just going crazy. Like, what the hell happened? What is going on? Like, I gotta know. Like, you're just so stressed out. Sounds like OJ have to go. Yeah. I actually seen a news story that said that the glove was like OJ-esque. Kind of reminded them of that. I've taken a break today. Has anything happened with Mrs.? Yeah, Savannah just let out another statement. I'll play that for you real quick. It's super sad. She's still holding on to hope, which I would be too. I really hope they come through for her.
It's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever
Moonlight Skies, no, my son was killed.
or knows where she is,
I waited 3 weeks to find out who it was.
it's never too late. And you're not lost
And this has to be way worse than that.
or alone.
Just not knowing is
And
horribly
it is never
hard.
too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
That's the statement she let out tonight. My brother took his life. We waited hours for confirmation. He had called me and left a message before I got up. When I listened to that, I knew, oh man, I hate that Granny E. That I did. When I had to go to the hospital, when something like that happens, the hospital won't tell you, even if you're next to kin. They kept telling me he was not there. And I knew that he was there because the news was reporting that he was there. So I kept thinking I'm gonna leave, and then I didn't leave, and then I got back there, and then they pushed me out front, and they had a nurse come out there and like try to ask me names and stuff like that. But in the meanwhile, while they were talking to me, they walked me back outside into the lobby where they could lock the doors. So then I was stuck back out there again. So then I went around the hospital and went in the ER doors. And then they did the same thing. The security guard took me back out front. And then I started calling the police and cussing at them. And my best friend started calling the police and the news station. And eventually they sent out the preacher. They sent the preacher out to come get me, who gave me a bunch of hope for nothing. I know, right, rapper? Praying for the Guthrie family. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, Dukes, there's only one trauma 1 facility in Oklahoma City. So that's where he had to have went. They had me double guessing myself, though. They said he wasn't there. Then I started to go to another hospital, and then I seen the helicopter land. Then I flipped the car around. Then I left the car at the red light, and I went across the field and went into the ER doors. And I left my mom and my car at the red light. Yeah, it's because it's a crime. Like on my son, it was homicide. So they don't want the people that hurt him like coming to the hospital and trying to do anything more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crime. So they don't release that. But then they also don't expect the family to show up. But where my son was killed was where my son grew up and where we had lived for years, even though we didn't live there anymore. So when it happened, all the neighbors knew me. So I got phone calls really fast, like really fast. So I just picked up the phone one day and they told me where I needed to go, what hospital I needed to go to. And I instantly like freaked out and I started calling my son's phone and his best friend answered. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? She's like, get to the hospital now. So I'm sure they weren't expecting anyone that fast. I just found out faster than most. So I don't think they expected any family to show up that fast. And I think they had to call the police to actually get, to get permission for them to come out and get me or let me know that he was there. So yeah, I think they just tie it up like that because they weren't letting me in until we started calling. Like I was calling 911 and they were like, what's your emergency? And I'm like, where the fuck is my son? I was losing it. And then when I was double guessing, I like went outside to leave. And then I see all like his friends are like walking up out of the parking lot coming into the hospital. Like it had spread so fast. There must have been 50 people there within 15 minutes of when I made it there. It took hours for the police to notify my brother when my niece passed, even though they knew how to see that kind of stuff. I don't like that. I can't believe they didn't tell you sooner. Oh no. Girl, push me right back into the hallway because in at OU Medical, when you're out in the lobby, you're locked out there. Like they have locked doors. You can't get back in the ER rooms because they're locked. They're locked and they just have the little slidey window. So you can't get back in those. So they kept pushing me out there where I was locked out there, but they also kept telling me he wasn't there. And then they had a nurse come up like, we just wanted to check the other hospitals for you. So if you can give us his name, we can check the other hospitals for you. And so I'm up there giving him his name, not even realizing I'm doing his fucking admission papers, you guys. Okay? Like, I'm up there thinking she's going to go check other hospitals. She's up there knowing that they have him. She's trying to feel like it's the fucking admissions lady, okay? And it didn't hit me at the time. Hey, Jerry. I'm okay. I'm fine. But listen, my mom got in a car accident years later. And when I went in there and they wouldn't let me back there, y'all, I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like, I thought they were doing the same thing to me again. And I was like, listen, y'all have done this to me before. Don't tell me that she's not here. Like, I was losing it. I was like, I don't want to go back there. Y'all, chaplain got me last time because when the chaplain came out, he gave me hope, you guys, where there was none. Okay. I don't know why he came out there and said, listen, I'm going to go ahead and take you back there. Now don't get all upset. And, you know, everything could be okay. You're a whole fucking chaplain. All right. It should have hit me, but they get you in shock and you can't process it all. So then I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to be okay for about 3 minutes till we got back there. And I was stood in front of an entire line of every kind of doctor you can think of who were standing like shoulder to shoulder to each other because they were hiding him in the bed behind them. So they're like all grouped together so that I couldn't see the bed behind them. Yeah. That was crazy. My dad was supposed to be fine. Did they do it to you too, Jerry? Hey, Hells. Crazy. I don't know why they do that. Because when he came up to me, I was like, I remember looking over at his best friend and I was looking at him like, please tell me I'm not hearing and seeing what I'm saying. Because it was a chaplain. And I was like, and then he started talking and they give you hope. Like, oh no, don't lose hope. Like it all could be okay. No. They dropped him after he had surgery. They dropped him. That is horrible. That is horrible. On the floor. Holy shit. They just couldn't transfer him to his bed after surgery? I know they got to take you off the table and put you into a bed, but good Lord. Oh, yeah, you need to. I was just about to ask you because I would have too. They have insurance for that. They do. They're insured. Which, money doesn't equal your dad, of course. Jeez, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, though, definitely wouldn't nobody just let people get away with that kind of shit. My daughter, who's 39, just had a liver transplant. She is still my baby, of course. They always will be, right? Always, always. Dang, Granny, you think you guys might know each other? I think I might know you. And the night he passed, they gave him a sedative when he was already on something, and the doctor said not to give it to him. Oh my gosh. And this had to be recent. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Wow. Do you guys remember last year this couple from Georgia had their baby and DI team separate? Yes. Yes. I do remember that. And the hospital didn't say anything to them. It was the funeral home that gave them their notification. I do remember that. Ooh. January last month, Jerry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. It's only been a month. They just settled the mail to me. Oh, the ones with the baby? I bet. I bet. And you know, the attorneys are gonna go get all that stuff, all those medical records. And when they do surgery, you know, they have all those notes and like constant notes that some of them take. I think most of that's under recording anyway. Aren't most ORs, don't most ORs have cameras in them? I'm not real sure. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I went to an old an old hospital, but it was a medical school at one time. So they had the big auditorium like seats that went around the operating room. You know what I'm talking about? Where they like the operating room and the bed and the doctor would be down on the floor, and then they have auditorium seating that goes up above them so that they can sit in on surgeries like the medical students. It had to be a really old one too, because this building was built in like 1903. I want to say it was used as a medical school in like the 1940s or early 50s. You know, it was all abandoned and closed and stuff. Sometimes I like going in those old buildings. I know it, Jerry. There's video footage. That's good. That's good. Sadly, it's the only exactly. Like you cannot let them get away with that. You know, I mean, because if they're not being responsible, I mean, look how many times you see in the news that a doctor or nurses or they're just doing crazy wild shit at work that's just completely unprofessional. I mean, because if they get away with it once, they're just gonna keep being like they are. Does anyone else think we are so obsessed with Miss Nancy missing because it makes yeah, probably so, Dukes. Well, and not only that, Dukes, just overall, I think anybody that's a good person or that has like a moral compass or anything, they're always gonna it's usually elderly people and kids are just off. They're off limits for just about anyone, you know, unless you're some kind of sick fuck, you know. So I think people just they take up for elderly people and kids because I I see them as almost defenseless, you know? Like how are you going to fight off some 30-year-old when you're 84? You know, or how are you going to fight off a 30-year-old when you're 5? Travel and see cool stuff. Exactly. And sometimes you got to do that. Like, I fought for some laws and got some laws enacted, and they're purely for the next person, okay? Because my stuff was already done. Just purely for the next person. Oh, Jerry, I know you said yes. Or your mom. I don't even know why the surgeon even called that. I called and asked that. Of course you would want one. I don't watch a lot of true crimes, but when I do, I'm completely invested. Yeah, I fall down rabbit holes and then I get stuck. Exactly. Sometimes you got to clear the way for the next person to make it better on them. I understand. I know it has. I mean, that's my sweet mom. I would give it. Oh, I know. Jerry, no, they didn't. No, they did. They sent her a sympathy card, girl. Mm. Mm. I was in a totally different situation, but listen, you know how police, like when the detectives left, you have to go down there and have this meeting with them because just like victims, I don't know what it is, but you have to go down there. And when they left my house, they left me a book. It's like what to expect now. What to expect now. And it like tells you about how you're not gonna like be able to think or it's gonna sleep and it's gonna be all kinds and it's true. But I guess someone that actually went through it wrote the book, and the book was so good that it gives good advice and things to follow and how to keep in there. That they actually give it out with every homicide in OKC. It's a book like on what to do next. Oh yeah, Jerry. See, that's it. I felt like I'm moving underwater. I know what you're talking about. I used to say I feel like I'm walking among the living because that's how it used to feel. Like you're just kind of kicking it with everyone that's still living and you're just there walking. But yeah. Well, I guess Rex went to bed for the night. Oh my gosh, it's still early, y'all. It's 7:30. What to do? What to do? I say go get Starbucks. I may have to go get Starbucks before they close. I haven't had a Starbucks today. I just made a shitty cup of coffee out of my coffee machine. So, and that really did not taste good, even though I finished it. It gave me just enough caffeine to go get a real coffee. So, yeah. Mm-mm. Well, y'all, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go hit up Starbucks and get me a white chocolate mocha and get Rex some whipped cream in a cup. They don't give him the little baby shot glass, okay? They give him like the small size Starbucks cup. Okay, because size matters. Size matters. You know what that little shot glass of whipped cream would do for Rex? It'd be one lick, gone. Anyway, I'm gonna get up off of here. You guys have a good start to your week. I'll be live probably one more time before I go to work, and then I'll do a couple lives from there somewhere in Texas. Pom, pom, pom. See you guys later. Peace.